Hey, what's up guys, Phil here, and this is a review of Click and Grow's indoor herb garden. This is the grow kit. Mine came with 3 basil pods pre-installed. The unit has an attached 5.5-foot power cord and 3 reusable clear dome lids for each pod. The system measures 11 inches tall overall, while the base is 4.25 inches high, 4.75 inches long, and 11.75 inches wide. The light has 2 additional height settings at 12.5 and 13.5 inches. The 3 receptacles in the middle are compatible with Click and Grow's pre-seeded and reusable pods. At the base of each receptacle there's a wick that extends down into the water chamber below to draw moisture up to your plants. On the right hand side is the fill area for the tank. This plastic piece is afloat so you can gauge the water level and know when to water your plants. You can see the wicks here that sit inside the tank. Here's how the light locks into the different heights. The instruction manual is brief but straightforward. What you'll have to do when you're ready is peel off the cover on the top of each pod. Inside is a peat moss medium with the seeds already planted. Make sure to label the tag on each pod so you know what's growing inside. Then place it in the receptacle and press down until it clicks. For sprouting, add the dome lids over each pod. Fill the watering chamber through the slot on the right. As you fill, the float will rise, and when it reaches the top of the tank, it is full. The capacity is about 1 quart or so of water. The wicks will soon be wet, and as it makes contact with the medium through the hole in the bottom of the pod will become saturated with water over time. Now plug the power cord in, which will switch on the LED light. It's pretty bright and it automatically runs for 16 hours before shutting off for 8 hours. It will repeat this cycle every day. I recommend placing the unit in a room that you won't mind the bright light in. It's best to start the cycle early in the morning, between 6 and 8 a.m., by plugging in the unit at that time. Optionally, if you can't wake up that early, you can use a separate automatic timer. Since the basil doesn't need light to germinate, I'm going to switch the light off for now until they sprout. Okay, so 3 days later I have many basil sprouts, and now I can remove the plastic domes. I'm going to plug the light back in now. Here's a quick time-lapse over the next 3 weeks of growth. Check out the root growth here. It's already escaping the bottom of the pod. When the plants were small, I didn't need to refill the tank until after 2 weeks had passed. But now that they're bigger and drinking more water, I fill the tank about every 5 days or so. When the plants reach the light, it's time to bump it up a notch. If the plant stays very close to the light, the leaves could burn like this one here. I think now is a great time to trim it down and taste some of the basil. So I'm just going to add some of the leaves to my roasted tomato and mozzarella bruschetta. What I'll say about the basil is that the leaves are quite small since there are probably too many plants in each pod, so it's okay to thin them out by trimming and eating them. Also, because the lowest position of the light is about 6 inches above the sprouts initially, the plants are leggier than would be if they were grown outdoors in a sunny location. However, the basil does taste fine. It's fresh and flavorful, and the Click and Grow kit made it easy to grow indoors, which will be great for the wintertime. The refills are quite pricey though, so my recommendation is to clean and refill the pods with sphagnum peat moss and use your own seeds. At 1-week intervals after the seedlings have their first 2 sets of true leaves, water with a dilute nutrient or fertilizer solution. Keep in mind that if you grow plants that set fruit, like tomatoes or strawberries, you will need to pollinate them by hand if you want fruit to grow. I did try using the Click and Grow mobile app for Android, but not all the features worked and it crashed a lot. I hope you enjoyed this review. You can ask me any questions in the comments. I'll put a link to the product in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and join me next time.